Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. On Right on my hands is The Lion and the Eagle, number 4, wrapping up the series. Written by Garth, Ennis. PJ Holden is the artist. Matt Milla is the colorist. Rob Steen is the letterer. Alright, so for those who've watched my reviews, you know, I generally enjoyed this. Ennis and Holden are fantastic when it comes to war stories, and this is definitely part of World War II I do not know much about. So when it comes to like the details and stuff like that, I can't really speak too much. But overall, the story is pretty solid. I loved this finale. I think it's one of the strongest final issues for a series that I have read in a really long time. So the British and Gurkha forces have their orders, and they need to go complete them. It is really interesting orders that puts them in harm's way and makes them have some really tough choices to make as far as injured and the wounded, and it's a really interesting direction for them to go in. But I think where the comic in the issue gets really good is the finale, like the actual end of it, the finale of the finale. Basically, it's like the latter half when it really just starts debating and discussing the point of it all. We start kind of getting that in the third issue, and I really like the third issue because of that. But this one just takes that to another level and lays it out there. When it came to the end of World War II, India was independent. Was it Burma was independent? It mentions Pakistan was split off from India, which was all sorts of foobarred, and that the British involvement itself seemed to be kind of forgotten. That when people think of the fighting against the Japanese, they think Americans, they think 2 atomic bombs, but they don't really think about the British forces or the Indian forces in this battlefield in front. And it's really interesting to read it. Like, there's a lot of reflection about what comes out of it all and what the British Army and the war as a whole did to the region and the shifts. You had China obviously go through some major stuff post World War II. And then, of course, you've got Japan post-World War II as well, and how it was used to push back against the rise of communism. It's a really interesting discussion, and I think it shows that there's a depth to Holden and Ennis's storytelling that is beyond just like the uber violence and the details of uniforms and weapons and battle. That there's a real interesting understanding, or at least thought process going through about the impact of all this and war in general, and its shifts in the global, just the globe as a whole, the balance of power. It's interesting. It's really interesting, and at the same time, they still deal and give us a lot of action. It is a fantastic issue. I mean, when you get to that final page, it's a gut punch. This is just, I think this is one of my favorite things I've read of the duo, and I think this is such a good final issue. There's just so much to think about, so much to chew on, and for those who have watched this channel, like, you'll know why I like this issue. It's one where I want to go in depth, but I don't want to spoil it and ruin it for folks. It's just so good, and there's some jacked up visuals in this. Like, there's some really jacked up visuals. I'm sure for those who know far more than me about this part of World War II, or maybe, I generally know the politics and all that. Actually, I know the politics of all that. I'm actually pretty adept at that part. But for those who might know the detail of battle, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this series and maybe this issue a bit more than I did. I think it's really good. It's a hell of a finale, and bravo to the team. You can go get this. It's out in comic shops now. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code to tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage by doing that. You'll support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with the review copy, and of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.